Hi everybody, Coach Jorge Capistani here with the Hope College Tennis Academy, and this is our fifth and final video in the series, What Happens at the Hope College Tennis Academy. So each of the videos we have so far covered the details of what we do in each of our days. So now we're up to Friday, and Friday, if you listen to the last video, we mentioned that Friday is totally different at the Academy. We don't do any drilling. We just, right from the get-go, right from the morning, we start playing matches. And matches not only are super important for kids to develop all the things they're learning, but we know for a fact it's by far the #1 match killer if they don't get enough match play. So what happens is we have tons of kids that become professional drillers, if you will, and then they go to their tryouts in high school and they lay an egg and they get all nervous, and it's because they overtrained in non-pressure settings. So here's what we do. We want it to be non-elimination, and we want it to be supervised, and we want it to be match play. Those are our 3 goals for Friday. So when you do a Friday, or you do a week, every Friday we're going to put you in either a tournament, which would be maybe an 8-person tournament, so it's non-elimination, you'll play 3 different people, or we might put you in a college format, which means you're going to play singles and doubles, and we tend to do that sometimes with the older kids. But the whole point is it's supervised. So the whole thing you'll see, and you can see some of the pictures here and even some footage of our coaches already in action. This is some images from what we do Friday. You can see coaches are on the court. That's super important. That's one of our, I think things that we do well is we have coaches on the court and they're engaged. It's really easy in this industry when you're a coach and then there's match play that you can just check out. You can go to the bathroom, you can be on your cell phone. That's not going to happen here. We're going to have very specific things that we're working on. Now, during the match play, we're going to be coaching kids because what we know is that sometimes kids, when they compete, don't think so great. So here's the analogy I'll share with you that we want our kids to play. Most kids are playing tennis kind of like checkers, and we want our players to play tennis kind of like chess. It's a little more cerebral. We want to help them find out what their strengths are. This is all during competition, things we might ask our player. We're going to ask our player, what do you think about that opponent? What's his weakness? Things that maybe they wouldn't occur. So in a sense, we're almost thinking for them for a while until they can do this on their own. It's super helpful and it's super beneficial. Okay, so Friday, as I mentioned, is all about match play. Supervised match play is extremely helpful to juniors because the pros are out there helping them kind of think through the match a little bit and hopefully getting them to think a little bit better when they're on their own. So take a look at how we coach the kids during match play. Okay, good. Now watch. Look at where you were, right? You're inside the thing. So what color would that be? Yellow, red, or green, you think?
Probably green.
Green. Now watch. The reason this is interesting, you hit a green, but you missed it. I'm cool with that. You know why? Because the decision was right. Up in here, you don't like to play super long points. You like to do first strike. So when you go for that shot and you crank it, that's the right shot. I just think you didn't get under it enough. But decision-wise, that was the right play. I'll take that. If we can get our decisions right, in the long run, that's going to make it great. Okay, good. I like that body serve. All right, play together, guys. That's it. That's it. Stay in the point, man. Stay in the point. Good. All right, 3-4 balls. See, not every time that you win a point, you have to actually take it from the guy, okay? As a matter of fact, if you can just win a point by like Rafa, just grinding it out, keeping 4 or 5 balls deep in the court, and you win the point, it's still only 1 point on the scoreboard, but emotionally now he's bummed out. Now listen, I want to see you try to hook one out wide, all right? You got the good lefty serve. His backhand's a little weaker, but we haven't been serving predominantly to the backhand, so I want to make sure you notice that. Go ahead. Good. All right, good. See, that's good. Now that, you might say, well, that's no big deal, but you serve to the weaker side. It was a solid serve. You got a free point. It's these little things that people don't take, they kind of do take them for granted. Like, well, I didn't quite know what the weaker side was, or I didn't really pay attention, and then they lose 6-4, 6-4. Okay, instead of winning 6-4, 6-4. All right, good job. Way to think out here. Okay, so watch. Matt, he's a lefty, okay? So what's his stronger side, do you think?
Probably his forehand.
Okay, forehand side. So this is one key thing I want to share with you. The very first question you ask us when you're playing a match is, what's their weaker side, okay? Second question is, will they give it to me or do I have to take it? Because that's going to dictate what you do everything else, okay, how the match unfolds for you. So right now, do you think he's the kind of kid that will take it from you, or if you get enough balls in, will he give it to you?
He might give it to me.
All right, let's try to grind it out, and keep in mind that it's forehand stronger, all right? Let's get an exchange here. 4 or 5 balls is okay. Okay. Good. All right, good. So I got a compliment and I got a criticism, okay? Right. What I liked is you fought it out. There was a couple balls here that were tough. You fought out a ball over here that was a red ball. You stayed in the point. But the first 4 or 5 balls he hit were what?
To his forehand. To
his forehand, which we already knew was better. Then you hit a sweep backhand up the line and you polish him off to the forehand side. But be careful about that. It's real easy to not kind of pay attention to that stuff. Next thing you know, you're back to losing a close match and you wonder why. It's these little bitty things. Here's a stat that's really powerful. In a 6-4 set, let's say I beat you 6-4, the average difference in points is 3 or 4 points. So you don't have to have a high percentage, you know, like change the whole world. It's just, if you play high percentage tennis, you hit cross court predominantly, you isolate the weaker side, that is more than enough in a set to give you 3 or 4 extra points. That's the easiest way to win a set or a close set, is just to play smart and play to the weaker side of the opponent and to use your strengths. All right, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how we talk to the kids and what we do on Friday, match play day. So that's Friday mornings. There's all kinds of match play. And then Friday afternoons is kind of a fun time. We're winding down the week. We've been in almost 25 hours now, and we give kids an option, frankly. So they have 2 options. Number 1 is to be able to go to the beach, Lake Michigan, that is. This is all, of course, assuming the weather's nice. And if they choose to go to the beach, it's mostly fun times, but we do have some activities you do. You can see, we call this Navy SEALs training, and they can do all kinds of fun things like, you know, we kind of replicate a little mini version of what the Navy SEALs do during their beach training stuff. And I don't want the word Navy SEALs to freak you out. It's not really super intense. It's mostly fun. But that's just one option. But and a lot of kids do that, particularly if it's been a hot week. They want to kind of end their last couple hours at the beach. Now, if you don't want to go to the beach because you're just into tennis or you're too cold or you don't want to, you don't have to. We never force anyone to go to the beach. So the other thing you can do on Friday afternoons is stay and do some more pickup matches. It's not going to probably be a drill. So let's say half the kids stay, half the kids go to the beach. For the kids that stay, we're going to ask them, okay, you want singles, you want doubles, or we're going to have more pickup matches. So again, it's going to be supervised and it's going to be very flexible so they can do what they want. Then the whole academy comes to an end. So that wraps up the 25 hours. The kids have been with us. They fill out their evaluations, and that's what kind of happens throughout the week. So I hope that you can see that everything that we do at the academy is very scripted down to the minute. There's purpose behind everything. And the reason we made these videos is, frankly, well, to be real honest, we don't trust the kids to tell the parents all the good things we're doing. And the parents aren't going to be in here day in, day out. But we want you as the parent and the kids to know, especially if you haven't been here before, now you have a glimpse behind the curtain of what it is that goes on over there. I think the fact that we're organized and we have really good pros, that's another distinction that we have. You know, a lot of academies, by the time you get to the 3rd or 4th or 10th pro down, they're pretty, you know, inexperienced people. We don't really have that. We have D1 players at the way lowest kind of level as our coaches, and more than 8 of us of the 12 are full-time career pros. It's what we do for a living. It's not just something that we dabble in. So I think that, and the fact that we're organized, and we have, of course, an unbelievable facility that we do it at the Hope College tennis complex. You know, the Heeringa and Vanderpool tennis courts are unbelievable, and that's our home base. And the DeWitt Tennis Center is our backup, so we never have to cancel. We just walk inside if it's bad weather. All right, so I think that is why we've become the largest tennis academy in all of Michigan and maybe even the Midwest. So I hope that's helpful. If you haven't signed up yet, if you're thinking about it, make sure you go to the website. You can see it here at the bottom of the thing. I know many of you have already signed up, so I'm kind of talking to the choir there, or preaching to the choir. But I just want you still to know what we do and the fact that we're all organized and that it's helpful. So thanks for joining us in the series. I hope you found it useful, and we hope to see your kids on the court this coming summer.